here, and I'm doing something I typically don't do, but it's such a weird day that I might as well do something that's irregular for myself as well and go live on YouTube. I don't know if I have the right words to actually go into this, but the weather's nice, the flowers are starting to bloom, everything's coming along nicely and that kind of thing. You typically expect to have decent weather, 50s, 60s here in New York, sometimes 70s, and you don't expect snow, but that's what we got. Now, granted, it wasn't a lot of snow, and right now the sun's can come out like nothing just happened, but I actually got a little bit of video of the snow as it was happening, and I was covered in snow at one point. It's kind of crazy, and it's just one of these typical things that are like business is unusual. Everything. I mean, we're living in this whole COVID type of environment where we're dealing with all the effects of the coronavirus and being under lockdown, because here in New York we're still under lockdown, and we're now one of the fortunate states to be able to get out of it. But we're dealing with all this stuff, and all of a sudden we get snow in May, on May 9th. It's kind of crazy, and it's not something like I typically, like I said, I wouldn't really talk about this, but it's so irregular and so bizarre. I mean, I feel like I'm in a bizarre world or a Twilight Zone or whatever you want to call it. And it's something I figured I'd go on a rant about a little bit and let everybody know what's going on. I mean, a lot of people that are outside don't even realize what just happened, but it is kind of nutty. And one of the things that I've been getting from a lot of feedback from a lot of my subscribers and people that have been watching the videos in the past, and not only through YouTube, through Facebook and through Instagram, I've been getting a lot of feedback regarding to me actually being more myself. And I figured, you know what, let me give everybody a little bit of Nixicalis. Give you a little bit of what I do and how I go about doing my routine on a daily basis, and just kind of talk off the cuff and not like really overthink what I have to say. I just wanted to basically give a little bit of who I am, and like today was like an average day. Like, we're still in the lockdown here in New York, and we can't really do much. I'm essential to some extent because I manage properties, and I also have a lot of vacant homes that we're selling right now that I have to make sure that nobody's breaking into, everything is okay, lights haven't been left on, or any kind of plumbing left on, or anything like that, to a certain extent, after virtual showings that maybe I haven't done. Sometimes agents, they get permission from me to go through the lockbox and go and do a virtual tour, and I can't just leave these places like unattended to. If not every day, at least 3-4 times a week, I gotta go check all these properties to make sure everything is okay and my sellers are being protected. In the meantime, I have to also check all the properties that I'm managing and make sure everything is up to par. Like a day like today is like a typical day. I started off in the morning, started doing my rounds, met with the super, see if there's any issues going on anywhere, try to collect rent. I'm not even going to get into the whole landlord-tenant issues that we're having here, because one, people know how I feel about this from the past, as far as how lopsided it is here in New York, especially since those June of 2019 changes that happened. Add this whole other mandate that was put in place by the Fed, and then local governments, as far as holding back rents for tenants. It just got even crazier. And you know what? I'm going to go on another video at one point, and I'm just really going to go into detail on everything and let everybody know exactly how I feel and break it down for everybody so they can really understand from the ground up. you know, and it affects everybody on all different levels. On the level of even the smallest of landlords to the biggest landlord, everybody's getting affected. And like I said, I'll get into that another time. Look, I'm getting on a rant already, and that's because this is not scripted. It's basically me talking the way I usually talk, and maybe that's the approach I'm going to take with this channel going forward. I mean, anybody has anything that they want to tell me or comment or let me know how they want me to approach this going forward, I'm open to hearing everybody. You know, the whole point is I want to put content out there that makes everybody happy, and I fill a purpose as far as giving information that could be valuable to the public. And holy crap, I don't believe it. The sun is actually out, and you got these Disney clouds out. It's crazy. You know, I call the puffy white clouds with the light blue skies Disney clouds. That's my thing. I don't know if anybody else calls them that way, but that's my thing. And I love using Disney clouds when I'm touching up photos for real estate. That's one thing I always love to do. But that being said, you know, it was one of these routine days, and like I should have known something was going to be weird today. I should have known something was going to be really, really weird today when I found a Starbucks open. And that doesn't happen. Like, all the Starbucks were closed other than drive-thrus, and I haven't wanted to wait on a drive-thru line because I refuse to. I'm not going to sit there for 2 hours waiting for a cup of coffee, even though I'm dying to have a Starbucks coffee. I'll suck it up and make my own coffee. But I was able to run into Starbucks. I got my coffee right here. There's my endorsement against Starbucks. I'm still waiting when I get the real estate plate opened up again, the radio show. I still want that endorsement from you. So I'm going to keep pushing for that. And by the way, just on that note, for the real estate plate, I am definitely going to be starting up the show again. And, you know, I might as well just let everybody know a little bit about what the inner workings on that is. It was a weird timing thing. You know, for everybody that listened to the real estate plate, whether live on radio or through our Facebook live streams, or whenever I posted the full videos on YouTube, we had it every Monday, 6 to 7. That was our routine. So my contract was actually expiring in February, and they were pushing to have me re-up on that. And because of everything that I was seeing happening, I was being a little hesitant. First of all, I didn't know if the media was going to be essential, which they are, and I would be able to work or whatever the case is. And then the other thing is, I didn't know if I wanted to continue in the same format that we were going to be continuing in. But I ended up, oh my God, I'm getting blinded. The sun's like glaring right now. It's funny. It's 7 p.m. right now, and now it's like semi-flurrying, drizzling. It's weird. But that being said, I was in the middle of negotiating in February at that point, and then we got hit with more and more cases here in New York. And I was hesitant. My last live show was actually in the first week of March, and I decided to take a pause. And I've been doing things periodically to publicly address a lot of the listeners and viewers through a lot of the other social media platforms. In the meantime, so I don't have a lot of dead space in between when the show gets relaunched. But we've been in the negotiations right now of getting me back in there, and it looks like I'll probably be getting up back and running as a live show within the very near future. And I'll definitely give updates to everybody. And I'm trying to think of better ways to actually push it, because lately, what we've been doing for actually the past year, we were going through the platform of doing the show through obviously the airwaves the way we normally do, and we would stream it live through Facebook Live. And that had great results because a lot of people were on Facebook to listen. I'm not sure now that the viewership and the subscriber base on YouTube for myself and my channel have grown, if, the better platform would be to be doing it right on YouTube through a live format. But if that's something you'd want me to do as a live show, I can do that as well. And just comment, let me know what your thoughts are. And while you're doing that, just let me know if you actually have any topics you would like me to say. Obviously, we're going to hit this thing head on as far as how this coronavirus is affecting us. And that's something that is affecting every single industry, if not some more than others. But you know, the real estate industry has been affected in a very different way, very strange way. I don't know if you can actually hear the snow like hitting like pebbles on my window, and my wipers going off right now. But if you do and it's too much noise, I apologize about that. But I wanted to just like do something live. I didn't want to stop somewhere and just do something for the sake of doing it and think it through. I wanted to just, do my normal rants the way I normally do. And like I said, if you have anything that you have as far as a topic or something you want me to really get into, please let me know. I would definitely take that into consideration. And if there's topics that need to have more attention to it, we'll run full videos and we'll really do like as much as we can to help everybody. We're gonna actually go a different route with the channel itself. I'm going away from the general base of what I've been putting on, because in the past we've been putting a lot of stuff that had to do with some of our listings, and sometimes it was just like little segments that are coming straight from me and that kind of thing. And we're kind of going to separate that. We're going to separate and put more items that are going to be more helpful to the public as far as really real estate related matters that we're going to have full discussions on. Sometimes we're going to do some tutorials, and we're going to take it on that format, and we're going to open up a second channel that's going to be more for promotion on the listings that we're currently selling, or stuff that we just sold and that kind of a thing. And it's going to make it a little bit easier and a little bit clearer for new subscribers and current subscribers to be able to navigate through the channel through. You know, like I said, it's one of those things that got me nuts today, just because you know, I don't know if my nerves broke or whatever the case is, and you know, it just got to me. But I just had to vent somewhere, and I figured I'd use YouTube Live to vent a little bit. But that being said, you know, I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's doing well, taking care of yourselves, listening to everything they're telling us, at least to, you know, try to get themselves going, not only now, later on. For anybody that's putting in comments, I promise you, because I'm driving right now and I can't answer and I can't see all the commentary, I'm not going to be able to answer you immediately, but I promise as soon as I get to a destination, I'm definitely going to answer and address every single comment out there. I'm going to make sure that everybody's answered. And while you're at it and you're putting your comments in, please don't forget to like or dislike it. It's okay. Like, if you don't like what I'm doing, or if you don't like my videos, it's okay to dislike them. I have no issue if people don't hate me. I got plenty of people that hate me, especially when I'm doing a deal and the opposite side brokers hate me usually, because we're trying to, beat each other up over the price or whatever the case, or over negotiations. So it's okay if you don't like it. So you can press dislike, or if you like it, I would obviously put the thumbs up, and I'd love to see more subscribers coming in, and I promise I will be putting more and more content out there. I'm also going to, I got some footage of when it was snowing, and it's going to blow you away how much snow was coming down at one point. It was just nuts. It really was nuts. And that's why I had to pause and actually walk outside and take a walk around while the snow was coming around, because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I'm going to actually put something together later that I'll be a little bit more edited, a little bit more structured on there, and give everybody a better idea of what happened in that case. You could actually go to my handle over on Twitter. I do have a small clip that I put on about probably like 5-10 seconds or whatever case is. If you want to look me up on Twitter, I'm at Nikosak, Nikosak, and if anybody's asking why Niko, because in Greek Nick is Nikos, and so be it. You know, I'm Greek, so that's my thing. And like I said, it just nuts. This got me so like riled up. Usually I'm not the kind of guy that likes to smoke on camera in that kind of case. I usually leave that to Ben Mala, but I got so riled up right now that I just can't. Oh, for everybody that doesn't know, my fuel and the way I sustain throughout my whole day is through cigarettes and coffee. Even though my weight doesn't reflect that, I should be a lot skinnier considering I don't really eat during the day. But the problem is I got really bad eating habits. I usually go through the entire day without eating, and I smoke and have cigarettes and coffee throughout the day. And what ends up happening is it goes about 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Whenever I get home, sometimes I get home really late, and I just eat like an animal, and then I fall asleep, and that's why I end up gaining all this weight. But that's something I got to take care of, and I have to get more into. But that being said, generally in real estate, everything is weird. Business is still going on. Deals are still happening. Don't get me wrong. We're still doing stuff. It's not like everything is going to a complete standstill. However, it's not what it should be this time of the year. This time of the year, we're really, we should be really going crazy. Spring is the season for a lot of our real estate. I mean, for the commercial stuff, it doesn't really matter. It's all year type of business. But for residential type of the peak of the season, and we're basically locked down and we can't function and work the way we need to work. And that's okay. We're getting creative, and we're doing all this kind of new stuff as far as whatever technology allows us to do. Like what I'm doing right now on Facebook Live is something that we really wouldn't have 10, 15 years ago to the level that we have right now. And that's a real remarkable thing, the fact that we have that ability to be able to work with. I'm old enough to actually have been around during 9/11, and for New Yorkers especially, there was a very similar type of feeling that time of the year when that happened, where you had people in panic. You had a lot of fear, actually, not a little bit of fear. You had a lot of fear, and what happened was everything went to a standstill. It's a very eerie feeling. It's a very strange and eerie feeling walking outside of your house and not knowing if a plane's going to fall on your head. And that's the feeling that we all had at that point. As crazy as it sounds, that's basically how it was. And that lasted for a few months. But slowly but surely, things started to get back in gear and started to really amp up. And we're having this very similar type of effect right now. Obviously, the coronavirus is so much different from what we were dealing with back then, because now we're dealing with an invisible enemy, which makes it even crazier because you don't know if the person walking by you has the disease, and they're going to share it with you. You know, it's one of those things that we need to just adapt. You know, like right now, I have my gloves on. I don't know why I have my gloves on. I'm sitting in my car, and I'm wearing my gloves still, and they're sweating, and I'm still doing it because I'm just so trained right now. I got everywhere I go, I carry a box of gloves with me, and I use them disposably. And every time I get in and out of the car, I use another set, and then every time I go into a building or wherever the case is, I dispose of them. And you know, I got a ton of sanitizer. I got my face masks. I got a big plastic shield. Everything you possibly need. So, you know, it's just a very different way of going about doing business and living your life right now, especially here in New York. So it's, like I said, it's one of those weird type of scenarios that we're living in. And when you add snow into the mix, it just things makes weird. Like right now, I'm driving right by LaGuardia, and it's dead. It is absolutely dead. I'm just getting into the story because I gotta make my last stop of the day, and then I'm gonna be done. But driving down Grand Central right by LaGuardia this time of the day, you got traffic usually. There's no traffic. I ran into the first form of traffic since the coronavirus hit us a few days ago on the LIE, and the reason the traffic happened was it was a horrible accident. There was actually a guy that got hit with a motorcycle. It hit him he got hit so hard that the shoes flew right off of him. As I was driving down, I actually have a video. The last video I had posted showed that he got hit so hard that his shoes just flew off of him. It's kind of nuts, but that's how hard he hit, and it kind of gave me a reality check because, like, as I'm driving, and the reason I actually was able to get the footage of that was because I've been taking a habit lately of documenting everywhere I'm driving. I don't know why I've been doing that, but something in me has been telling me, you know what, the more and more footage I could pull off, and like, I don't know what's going to happen around me. I don't know who's around me, what I see around me, but let me keep the video going because you never know what I'm going to run across and what I'm going to see. So I've been running straight video, and I've got hours and hours and hours of footage. I don't know if and when I'll ever be able to go through it and edit it all, and I'm sure I got a lot of great stuff that's in that video. Maybe at some point I'll be able to sit back and, I don't know. Now, supposedly we all have time. I don't have a lot of time because I'm on the phones 24/7 regardless. But you know, maybe one day I'll have the time to actually go through all that video footage and actually be able to work with it. That being said, you know, no, that's my rant. Hopefully I didn't give anybody a migraine from just spewing everything that's in my head. By the way, I am taking everything that everybody's telling me very, very seriously, including the fact that I have a nasty habit when I'm talking to say I know everybody says that to me, and I'm not a natural when it comes to being on video. I definitely am not. I'm very insecure of myself in front of video. I'm very secure of myself in life. But for some reason, when you put a camera in front of me, I don't know what it is. It makes me self-conscious. I hate watching myself. I hate the way I approach it. So I'm working on that. I'm going to try to do a lot less ums. I'm sure I had quite a few of them throughout this live stream because, like I said, it's not pre-scripted. I didn't write anything in here. So I'm just like saying things as it's coming to me. And I will definitely make sure to make that adjustment. And I'll tell you what, you could all call me out on it. You can go to all my previous videos, including this video, and count how many ums I did throughout the whole video. So, like I said, I'm looking to improve myself in a way where I could help improve others in real estate. And on that note, I'm just getting into Astoria. I'm gonna go to my next destination. I gotta check another building and see if I'll get more tenants to not pay me, and be back with you soon. I hope everybody stays well. Stay very safe. Be careful. Have a great Mother's Day tomorrow. Take a chance for everybody that has their mothers to give them a big air hug, because we're not allowed to go to their houses and hug them, supposedly, whatever the case is. Whatever you do, that's your prerogative. But give them a big air hug, big virtual kiss, and cherish them, because we wouldn't all be here if it wasn't for our mothers. On that note, I'm signing off. I think I'm signing off. Am I signing off? I don't know. I guess I'm not signing off. That's what I get for driving and videotaping.